Hi everyone, it's Sam here. So I'm going to show you how I've made what I'm calling a double diamond column card. So I made this during a Facebook Live this week. I'm trying to get better and get the lives and then get them onto YouTube pretty quick. It's a gorgeous style. So this is 5x7 in its 3D form, and then it folds flat, and then that will go into a 7x7 envelope. However, I'm going to show you at the end how to make your own envelopes. It's really easy to do, but you can see that it just pops up really easily, and then on the back you've got all that space to write your message. But the nice thing is you can also have this, if I just fix that back, you can have it as a landscape. So you can imagine there, if you just had a nice sentiment, maybe build up some more flowers, how pretty that would look. Once you see how I make this, it's basically 2 bridge folds stuck together back to back. So if you've made a bridge fold before, easy peasy. Then from there, so if you make a bridge fold, you can see how easy it is to change the size and then go from there. So if you want to do more of a 6x6 or just a smaller style, start off with the bridge and then you can, work out the rest of the measurements. It's very straightforward to do. Also, the diamond that I've put on the front doesn't have to be a diamond. Any shape, as long as it can attach across to the 2 columns or pillars, then it's going to work. Already people have started sharing on the Mixed Up Crafters Facebook group circles, which I think looks lovely. You could have a nice oval. As long as it touches, like I said, you can get some adhesive on the ends there, because that's what keeps it all in this shape. I think it's lovely. It shows off these papers beautifully. I loved putting this one together during the live, and I've used some Nuvo drops and heat embossing there as well. So there's a nice amount of shine, and I loved using the blue tones as well. We were saying, don't see a lot of blue cards around really, but when I use it, I love it. So let's get started, and I'm going to make a red version today. So the papers I've used are the Field of Dreams. This is the 8x8, which I just recently got because I wanted to make 5x7 cards with it, because originally I had the 6x6, which I've already used quite a bit of. So gorgeous. You've got toppers in there as well. You can see, you can cut those all out and just get an idea there of, some of these papers. They're just gorgeous. Where's the framed one? One of my favourites, this one. I think that's gorgeous. In fact, is that the one? No, that's not the one I've used today. The one I've used today is this one. I mean, if you just like making large 8x8 cards, you can just pop that on there, pop a few toppers in the middle, and you've got a beautiful card. So, but that's what I'm using. And I also got the stamp set, which is this one here, and that's where I've already stamped the flowers there. So you don't always have to colour, just stamping and embossing, it looks really nice. But that's the Field of Dreams A5 stamp set. For the sentiment for this one, I've decided to do a sympathy card. So I've just stamped the With Deepest Sympathy, and this is from the Creative Craft Products Caring Thoughts. So I've already gone ahead and done all of that. If you want to watch it completely from scratch, then I will link the craft along below. So first of all, you want to cut yourself 2 pieces of 7x7, and this will make the bridge fold. So along that 7-inch side, you're going to score at 1, 2, 5 and 6. If you then flip it and score at 2 and 5, because you're going to be folding in different directions. So you then want to fold so you have a mountain, valley, valley, mountain, and that is a bridge fold. You could then, just attach something like that, and there's a card. That's like a single-sided, style. I have lots of bridge folds already on the channel, and I'll link them above. And just to give you some more inspiration, this is one that I made. Again, exactly the same size, and I've just attached, well, it's one big piece of acetate over there, and then I've popped the flowers all on the front. That's a really pretty style. So you want to do that twice. So this is one here. So this is going to be the back, and you'll see they're going to stick together like this. So if you like making bridge folds, like I said at the beginning, if you like doing 6x6, just make sure you cut 2, and then you're going to stick them back to back. Next, you're going to need 2 pieces of 4x7, and these are going to be these side panels here. Along that 4-inch side, you want to score at 1 and 3. And you just want to do that, like I said, twice, and then just fold along each side. And these will stick into the sides of the card. Okay. We will go through the measurements for the diamond bit in a moment, but I am just going to go through all the mats and layers. So because I was using that 8x8 piece of pattern paper, I've numbered these. So I've got 1 on the left, that's that way. So I wanted to make sure that I continue the pattern. 3, and that's number 4. Make sure it's the right way up, that way. So you can see my design here. And then number 7, 5 and 6. So that is, it's hard to see here, but that's the same as what I've got wrapped all around here. It's these pieces. So I'm going to give you the measurements. These will all be listed also on my blog, but you're going to want 2 pieces. So for the 2 outer sides, and these are 1 3/4 by 6 3/4. That's the gold. And then for the pattern, it's 1 1/2 by 6 1/2. So you want those 2. You're then going to want 8 pieces of these strips here, because I've already stuck these 4 on the back. So 4 on the back, 4 on the front. These all measure 3/4 in the gold by 6 3/4, and then 1/2 inch by 6 1/2. And then you want these 2 pieces. So there's the ones for the back. So 2 of each size. So that is 2 3/4 again by 6 3/4, and then 2 1/2 by 6 1/2. So my back's already done. So I'm going to stick these now. So I have this one in the middle, these on these here, and then we'll stick them on once we've attached these together. Okay, so I've got my front piece and the back piece here. So now I'm going to stick them together. So I'm using the construction glue. This is just going to start to really strengthen everything. So you're just adding your glue to that middle, largest section. And make sure your designs are the right way up. Just give that a minute to dry. Okay, so right now you should have something like this. You can now take these pieces. Now if you want, you can stick your pattern paper onto there now, or you can do it when it's all together. But these are going to stick inside like this. You can see there, you get that column. It's up to you whether you want to add your glue inside these side pieces or on to this bit here. So I'm just going to do on these sides here, all the way down. And then just pop those inside, make sure that's all straight. And just every time you stick something in, just fold it flat. And that way you know your card's going to fold flat. Okay. And then you can just stick that now on there. So I'm just going to do the same with this side and get that all down. Okay, so you should have something like this. Now right now, obviously it's a little bit flimsy. However, a few people did say it reminds them of something out of Star Wars. I don't know all the proper names of things, but something that flies anyway. So I'm sure some of you will know, and you can pop that in the comments. But that is now starting to look pretty cool. So next we want to add the support, the bridge, and that's what's going to then keep it in this nice shape when it opens. So I've got here my mats and layers. So this is a piece of 5 by 7, and you basically just want to mark halfway along each side. So it'll be 2 1/2, and then it will be 3 1/2. You just want to do that along all your sides like so. Just try and get those all, you know, as bang on as you can get them. And then with my trimmer, I'm just going to cut away each corner. So I'm just lining up the pencil mark there with the other pencil mark here, and then just trim across. And again, from that pencil mark to the next, and just repeat that. Okay, so that's that one. And then you're just doing the same with these pieces. So it's again finding the middle point. So you've got, this one is 4 5/8 by 6 1/2, and then this one here is 4 1/4 by 6. Okay, so just mark the halfway, trim them all. You then want to stick them all on top of each other. I'm actually going to emboss this one, and then we can finish with the decoration. Okay, so I've stuck all that one down. I've used this Crafter's Companion leaf vein embossing folder. I just quite liked that detail there. So you next want to add some glue just in the corners of the long side, like so. And then you want to make sure that the top and the bottom obviously are all in place there. In fact, I find this easier to do it when it's landscape. And so you want to stick one there, and then one there. So the point should sit perfectly on the edge of each side, because this is 5 inches and this is 5 inches. Get that in place. Just make sure the points are all there. Obviously mine's going to be that way, so I don't want my point, you know, catching on the bottom there. I'm just going to pull that down a little bit. And then if you fold the whole thing flat, and you can push down there, and again you can make sure that your points sit all where they need to. Just be careful with that until that dries. And then we can do the same with the back. So, and this, you'll do this with whatever shape you have, you know, as long as it can connect across here, you can do any size. So if you want, you can fold it flat if you find it easier that way, and just line up all the points there, and then just carefully bring that up, and you'll see you instantly get that 3D shape. You can see how nice it looks just with a sentiment in the middle, and then, you know, you could add some, you know, flowers around the top there. I just love all that heat embossing with the gold. I thought gold worked nice with the red. Silver works really well with blue. So I've heat embossed, stamped all of these pieces here, and then I thought it would be nice this time to have my sentiment maybe there, because I want to make sure it stays within the card fold, and then I'm going to cover that end with that flower, and then I can trim these down, but the idea is that these will be popping out the top. Do something. I've already put foam on the back. I come down just a little bit and do that, and then we'll have another one, because I like odd numbers, so I think I'll pop that one kind of just behind. So we've got the 5, like so. I'm actually just going to have the 4, and I'm going to class this as my 5th kind of element. I always try to work in odd numbers because I just think it looks nice. What I'll do with that one is we will have it, let's just pop it there, that looks quite nice. It's just like I did on the other one. There we go. And then I'm going to use some Nuvo drops here. I think it just adds that extra something. Always test it first, but I'm not sure that's the right colour. Let me just see. I think I'm going to use some of this blue here, so I think it goes quite nicely, and this is berry blue, only just a very small amount, and I'm going to try and do it around the embossed design. Just do a few together and just really tiny, some of them. It just gives you just another texture and detail, just makes it quite special. Again, try and do little odd numbers. I think that's enough. I'm not going to add any more. So if I just bring that up, that's the finished card, but I'm going to let this one dry now, and I'm going to show you how to quickly make an envelope using that other one. Isn't that gorgeous? See that lovely shine? These don't take too long to dry. I haven't done them too big, so just leave them for a couple of hours now. Just make sure you keep it flat. So this is a piece of 12 by 12 paper. These are from the Dovecraft paper pack. It's perfect for envelopes. I will link it below. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I'm just going to flip it over, take my card and fold it flat, and you want to pop it in a diamond orientation. I do have a tutorial on the channel showing you how to make envelopes for different shaped cards, but I would keep the 12 by 12 for this size because it's a 7 by 7. This is going to be just right. You'll cut into it a little bit, but it's going to be fine. And then once you've kind of got an equal amount here, here and here, I'm saying it's about 1 inch, I reckon, you want to bring down one of the corners and you're just wrapping it. Don't pull it taut, just wrap it around. This will also become what I call them bouncy envelopes. So you make them to fit the dimension of the card. And again, with the opposite side there. And then take a ruler or something and just sit it along here. And I'm just kind of pushing down there. I'll bring it this way so you can see. And I'm just creating a new crease. And then I'm wrapping that around. You're going to cut away the excess in a minute. You're just kind of getting those folds in place so you can see them. And then again, with this end, just pop a little kind of marker there so I can see and bring that. And it should all neatly fold around and line up. It's probably now about a 7 1/4 squared envelope. Now you can open it all up and we're going to cut away these little triangles that you will have in each corner of the square. That's now going to remove any bulk. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold and burnish those so they're nice and neat. Okay, and there we've got the envelope. Now if you've got a round corner punch or something, you want to round off the edges, you can. Decide what you want to be the top and the bottom. So I can sit that back in there now and I can see that's all going to work perfectly. So I think I'll have just as it is there. So that will be the top and this will be the bottom. So first of all, you want to add, because this is going to go over the top there. So I'm going to add my tape because you can see what's going to cover. So you can see that thickness there. This is why you could take a little bit off if you wanted to at the beginning, but it's going to be fine. So I'm just going to make sure that's all going to stick. Run my tape down here and just a little bit there. And then again. Okay, now I want to turn this into a bouncy one, so I'm going to pop the card in and bring that up, and then I'm going to close it. And then when I take that out, you've now got your bounce. So it just means it's not going to crush anything. These envelopes are great. You can post still in these. I put them into a protective, you know, padded envelope or something, but you can still pop that through your friend's door, hand deliver it, but it's not going to crush it, and you don't have to make a box envelope. Sometimes, I'm going to admit it, I can be a bit lazy and I'm like, I don't want to have to make a whole box. So I can now slide that very nicely back in there. And then I just want to add some tape on here, but I'm not going to take the backing off, and I'm going to make that a bit neater, because if anybody, sometimes people do buy my cards from me, friends and family, so I'm just going to make the pieces in here nice and neat. So I'm just going to run strip along there, and then like so. So that's now all ready to be delivered. Like I said, got your bouncy envelope. So thank you for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this fun fold card from me today. I will link everything that I've used in the description box below. I'll also link up some other pillar, column, bridge card styles. I would have popped the playlist up at some point as well. You might want to watch that next. If you've enjoyed today and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell, and then you'll be notified every time I upload something new. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.